Tell you what, let's put on 250 Group A off the gate. Here we go. Shut up. Thank you. All right, right hand first turn there. Welcome in. Feeling a little bit better. 10 hours of sleep will do that to you. For all my members, I was sick on Thursday, I was getting sick. Yesterday was the worst day I would say so far. Today we're way better, more just like a runny nose, but we're not as tired, no body aches, anything like that. So, not the usual setup. As you can see, this is my usual Thirsty Thursday area here where I sit here and have a conversation with you guys if you're in the members area. However, right now we are doing a Daytona qualifying watch party here. But I just got back. Kid had a horse riding lesson today. So we're doing horsemanship, exciting stuff. So hopefully we get some people jumping in here because we are on 250 Group A Q2. Hammaker first overall in that first session, 119.7, and then Brown with a 119.9, and Davies rounding out the top three there with a 120.2. Bit of a softer track today. Had some weather move in here, some rain overnight there. If you guys saw any of that McGrath hole shot challenge, you guys know that there was there was rain last night, so they didn't cover the track at all, so I think everything will be okay. It looks pretty okay. I don't believe, as far as I've heard so far, they're supposed to have any more weather today. So just will be a soft one, like Daytona is. So thank you all for joining us here. Make sure to hit that thumbs up if you guys got a question or a comment. Make sure to hit it up. Hit the comment section here. We are watching qualifying to 250 Group A here. Hammaker and Adams jumping out front here. Track is very interesting this year. We've kind of now seen, because of the way everything kind of works in here with the pit lane and sprinkler heads and all that kind of stuff that they can and can't do, we've kind of got a basic layout that we get every single year. Changes slightly, but not a ton. And so we shall see here how this breaks down. Now, Hammaker looked really good, and honestly, I could see Hammaker winning this tonight. He's definitely one of the guys that I could see winning tonight here. He's been good. He's podiumed here before at Daytona, so I believe he could be a guy. He's looked froggy so far today. Shimoda on screen now. Now, Shimoda was 5th, I want to say, after first session. Looks like overall right now he is 10th, which I'm sure that'll get better here. But Shimoda's a racer. He's a gamer. So thanks, everybody, for joining us here. Live watch party here for Q2 for the A groups for Daytona Supercross here. Kind of interesting. Heard some stuff that Daytona wants one of the SMX rounds, and they're offering to do a track that's not a basic setup like this. So super interesting if we were to get that, to see what the setup would be like, because Chicago was really like the best of the best as far as the SMX rounds went, as far as what we've had so far. So it would be cool to have another speedway where they allowed you to make a bigger track, a true hybrid track. So, oh, look at that. Shimoda just went to the top of the 119.0. Wow. Dropped 7/10 in the second session here. That's wildly impressive. Let's see here. Can we maybe get a little, that window's going to be in it no matter what, because we're filming horizontal. Oh, well, whatever. Anyway, welcome in, everybody. Live watch party here. We are watching the Daytona qualifying together, so hopefully you've got this on one thing and the Daytona qualifying on the other thing. Oh, Pierce, that was a big air wheelie there. That sand section's gnarly. Brayton riding yesterday said it's super duper deep, which it probably is, because that sand at Daytona usually is deep. So those Yamahas this weekend in the red and white look good, especially with the red number plate here. Okay, wow, it was almost a loop out. He almost went loop out Larry off that. That is crazy. That is really wild. It's going to be an interesting night here of racing. I think literally it's going to be a survival of the fittest in both main events, and kind of whoever whoever can make the least amount of mistakes here is what I think is going to really happen here as we go along. So Shimoda's still at the top of the 119. Oh, Dundee goes to second with a 119.2. So the kid making some moves here. I really hope that Cole Davies does not override it tonight trying to... Wow, that was terrible. Average Joe. It's one of my favorite colorways for the Yamaha. It is a good-looking color. Good-looking colorway there. I will say I have a set of white plastics for my Blue Crew that we're going to do something with Adept for this year. And I'm not... The thing I'm not real pumped up about is that white gets dirty so easy. And then it just gets stained so easy. So, was that Adams? Or was that... Oh, look at that. Adams goes to the top of the 117.9. Wow. Was that Hammaker that was down there? Or was that Adams that was down? One of the PC boys was down that Brown just went by. Crazy that Brown's got a 3-digit number and the red plate. That's something that we don't often see either. So, man, Adams up top. Shimoda. Hey, that's enough. I'm right here. Knock it off. Go lay down. Goodbye. Go lay down. No whining. Go lay down. Go lay down. Dogs. Happens. We're actually babysitting my parents' dog there in Florida here. So he is down here with us currently. Yeah, so Adams up top there. Shimoda, Dundee, Davies, Hammaker pushed all the way back to 5th so far. So we are making some moves here in the second session. We got about 5 minutes left. Whoops, definitely going to be jumpers. Oh man, that's stupid. Stupid telemarketers screwing up my stream here. And let's see here. Swole all the way out to 19th. Rough go for him. Let's see if he gets better. There's that Dundee kid again. He is a ripper, dude. He is a ripper. I don't know anything about him other than like the little bit I've seen. Wow, he is just like blitzing that rhythm section. Holy shit. That is wildly, wildly impressive there. Wouldn't it be crazy to see him get on the podium here in his second 250 race? But the kid rips. He does. He's not. God, those ruts are deep. It is going to be such a survival thing tonight. Such a survival thing. Joe's on a fast lap here in the screen, even though I can't really see. And he tips over. That's a bummer. There goes that fast lap. All right, let's see here. What does Dundee do? Ooh, Dundee moves up, 118.9. Up to 3rd there, so not bad. Not bad. Kid's ripping, dude. Kid's ripping. I think he's got some talent. Oh, here we go. We're going to watch Hammaker crash here. Oop, 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 Seth. Oh, Seth. Oh, that sucks. Just pile drives himself into that face there. That's a bummer. That is a bummer. But that's what it's going to be like tonight. It is going to be survival of the fittest. Race of attrition. Yeah, just come up short. We've seen Seth come up short on a couple different things today. Oh, man, that's rough because, yeah, there's just nothing you can do at that point. Wow. What a rough one. Cole Davies here. Brother to our Seth Davies, who produces the show on Sundays. Just kidding, but they do kind of look the same. It's kind of funny. This isn't necessarily a Cole track, I don't feel like. I feel like he'll do well, but it's not like I'm looking for him to win here. I look for him to do a lot. Man, how many guys are going to like get caught up with their feet, both feet off the pegs, just literally like swimming? So, I don't know. Davies up to 5th there. So, okay, that's cool. Drew Adams there, though, all the way up in... Whoops. All the way up there in 1st place. That is crazy. Man, that is a sketchy section there where Haymaker crashed, because you're just like trying to like put pressure on to bounce over those things, bounce over those jumps there. Interesting. This is gonna be, man, this is gonna be such a survival night here. Such a survival, like as tore up as this track is already. By the time we get to tonight, it is just gonna be 10 times worse. 10 times worse. Thank goodness we don't have any more rain coming, I don't think. So that'll help us out here tremendously. But man, and then we go from this, and next weekend's Indy, which is a survival race in and of itself too, because that's so soft. It's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be a thing. Drew Adams going on another fast lap here. Yeah, here we go. Let's see what he got. Wall jump, double in, 3, single into the corner here, up top, and we're skimming because that's still a thing right now. Big triple jump, scrub that, inside, over the roller, double and double into the corner here. And now we're sand, and we're just back ripping. Poor Drew oh man, wow, that was a big send off, that single there in the sand. That was cool. All right, here we go. And now we're into this section where you're basically just pressing and hoping. Put pressure on it, hope that it works, which it did for him. All right, and over that big double, and we'll double or triple into this corner here. Man, the amount of lift he gets off that big roller in the center of that sand section is impressive. All right, split lane, he goes inside outside. And off the wall there, and boom, in. And 117.2. Wow, drops his time even more. Kid's got it. Kid's got it. The only thing that sucks is that he's so big, his starts are just always going to be a problem. And Brown goes to 117.9. Drew Adams going to get the top qualifier here in Daytona. That's cool. That's real cool. So yeah, so Adams, Brown, Bennick, Dundee. Wow, what a not exactly the top 5 I had picked out. So unless somebody comes across here with a random wild time here, which I don't believe is going to happen. Who is number 80? I don't even know who that is. Jalik, my best friend here. Oof, he almost didn't get over that section there. That could have been terrible. Jalik just looks like he's having a rough day right now, which is a bummer. Yeah, so run down the top 5. Adams, Brown, Bennick, Dundee, Shimoda. I don't know who had that on their bingo card for their top 5 for qualifying here, but... And Haymaker does not improve on his time and gets shuffled all the way down to 9th. Wow. 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 Interesting. Survival night here. Survival night. And there we go. Lawrence era coming up. Be back in just a second here. Really appreciate you guys tuning in here. Everybody who is who's watching this, you guys all for tuning in. Like I said, this is our live watch party. We do these every week where I sit here and commentate, a little bit of commentary on qualifying number 2 for all the Supercross races. Or well, we'll do them most weeks, right? So like next week we won't do it because I will actually be at the race next week, so there won't be any of this. We'll do a reaction video after the race, but we won't do the actual live qualifying thing, just because it'll be tricky. Maybe we will. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We'll see. So anyway, yeah. So thank you all for tuning in here. Like I said, this to me seems like it's going to be a survival of the fittest type night here. There's not going to be a lot of, not going to be necessarily a ton of racecraft. It's going to be a ton of, hey, don't get caught up in getting cross-rutted or anything like that. So, No, I do think Hammaker can probably win the 250 class there, even though I know his qualifying doesn't look that great. But come race time, I think he'll be okay. Well, that being said, Shimoda's also Shimoda's also a gamer like that, where I think he can win basically any night, any day of the week, any track. So would not surprise me. Now, with that being said, Haymaker's podiumed here, I believe, the last 2 or 3 years. So could easily see that. But man, talk about the confidence here that we're gonna have with Drew Adams coming into the night show here. Fastest qualifier, dropped his time multiple times here in the second qualifying session. And we'll go back to, we'll see what he has to say here for his post-qualifying interview when it resumes here, which I think we're coming back. Yeah, there we go.
Welcome back to Race Day Live, presented by Rocky Mountain ATVMC.com. He has arrived in a big way, Drew Adams. Drew, what do you take from not just a fast time like this, but the way that you did it? I'd imagine there are some positives.
Yeah, it was started off the day pretty solid so far. I just tried to get a nice clean lap that time, and just try to get through the whoops. The whoops are tricky today. They're a little bit deceiving once you go into them. So yeah, I just tried to get a nice smooth clean lap and hit all my marks, and worked out pretty well.
Did you enter Q2 as confidently as it appeared that you were riding, or how did you enter this one?
Yeah, I entered that one just knowing that all I had to do was put all my all into one lap. So that's just what I did, and yeah, I was actually, out of that whole session, I was most proud of my start. I think I started second right behind Seth, so well, I'm taking positives all day, and I'm looking forward to it.
As you should. Nice job, Drew Adams.
So the only downside to that kid, man, is he's so big that I don't know if he's going to end up being like a Marchbanks. Like he can't get a start because he's just so big that it doesn't work on the 250. The power to weight ratio is just a problem for starts. Outside of that, obviously he can rip, dude. Look at what he just did. He can rip. He can ride. He can do everything all these other kids can do. So we'll just have to wait and see. We got 450 Group A coming up here in just a couple minutes. Scrolling through the lineup here. That O'Neill kit is pretty lit this weekend here. Pretty pumped on that. FXR stuff looks all right. Okay, maybe we're not getting started right away here. I'm not sure what we're waiting on. Usually they're like trying to start before they even get back from the break. So what are we doing? Hunter Lawrence fastest in first session though. I said it last week, and I'll continue to say it. The Lawrence era has arrived here. Basically, they've got obviously Jet's hurt, but if Jet stays healthy, and I know ifs, ands, whats, and buts. Oh, look, our notable injuries. Oh, Anderson's out for Daytona. That's interesting. Sexton got injured this week. Check out my video. That I think is a growing issue that's only going to get bigger and show its head more here as we continue down this 2026 season. And then obviously Prado hurt his shoulder there in qualifying at Seattle. Out last week, out this week. They're not rushing him back at all because after seeing what he can do for Supercross, they know come Pro Motocross, he's going to have something to show the rest of these boys. So Prado there going to be week to week, I assume, and who knows what that means as to when he will come back. So, because I will tell you what, they are not going to rush him back because they really want to have somebody to challenge come outdoors. So, all right, what are we doing here? We gonna get this rocking and rolling? Super fun fact. Apparently, I'm in a text thread with a bunch of people who don't know who each other is. So that's cool. Y'all ever have that? Like a random text thread that just pops up with 20 names in it, and they're asking, who is this? Who is this? I don't know who you are. I didn't text anybody. I don't know who you are. I love telemarketers. It's great. Well, can Hunter Lawrence back up last week? I think he can. As I said, I think the Lawrence era has arrived. Hunter figuring out Supercross here. He's already figured out the outdoor thing. He's already got the SMX thing figured out, which obviously Jet has those figured out too. Jet does have Supercross figured out when he's healthy, apparently. However, he's Jet has a problem staying healthy for Supercross here, apparently. But I think it's one of those situations. If you get Jet and Hunter both healthy through all three things, Hunter Lawrence, confidence. Yep, confidence. It is Tomac's best venue. Also true. Um, I mean, this is Tomac's house here. However, he's not unbeatable, as we saw Kenny beat him last year. Jet beat him the year before. Uh, can Hunter do it this year? That'd be crazy, wouldn't it? To see him lose 3 years in a row, three different guys. And then Webb there, like, he hasn't won. Can Joey show up again? I don't know if I think Joey can show up again. Joey, I've said this before and I'll say it again. He's your favorite rider's favorite rider. Joey's got amazing, amazing skills and a decent style that, like, most of these guys are low key, like, man, that dude got it. That dude's got it. So he has a factory transmission. There's no way he doesn't. If you listen to Pulp this week, they ask him about it. He dodged that question like Neo in the Matrix, and which means he has one, and he's not supposed to have. Well, I don't know. He's not. They don't want it publicly known that he team that has one. There's no way Shane and Craig both have one. So, but that's what happens when you're doing it. I got to root for him on the privateer ride. Yeah. Well, it's like who was it? Somebody was saying they're like, dude, privateer is a much looser term nowadays than it was back in the day. Like back in the day, it was truly like you showed up in your pickup truck, and now it's like, well, we have privateer teams that aren't actual factory support teams. Jordan Smith, all the way on the outside. Oh no. Oh no. People tipping over in the first corner. Who the hell is out there in the tough block? What the hell is happening? I don't understand. Oh, look at that. Imagine that. Hunter, my best friend out front. It's cool to see my best friend just really having like a great time. He's really, really come into his own this year. It's really great to see. Now, he was fastest in the first one. Ferranda's second fastest in the first one. Wow. Wow. Again, I was at the kids horsemanship class, so don't come at me, bro. I was watching as much as I could. Leave me alone. So, Justin Cooper, Webb, Tomac, yeah, running it down. And J Coop here trying to battle with Hunter on the first lap of Q2. Oh, look at Hunter hitting that inside and the skim. Wow. Wow. That's impressive. Hunter's got a boatload of confidence right now, and he is going to. I mean, if he wins tonight, this could be the start of a thing. So, and these Lawrences, they seem to like once they figure it out, it's kind of just like they can beat each other, but that's pretty much it. Other people don't really beat them that much. So, I mean, we've seen it with Jet. You look at Jet, he won what, all but one overall last year, two overalls in outdoors, and like Hunter was the guy that beat him. Like, I don't know, man. The Lawrences and Honda have something special going on at the current moment here. They're on a new bike setup from so 25 was the new one. We got at least another year or two on this bike setup. So you give these guys another year or two, it's gonna be a real thing. And here's Mr. Eli Tomic out here studying everything up, checking it out because he's about to roll. Now, fun fact, they said they did test the scoop tire this week, and they're going to try to run the scoop tire here. But if the scoop tire doesn't work, then it'll be officially broken up with the scoop tire for as long as they're on KTM, apparently. So shout out Lewis Phillips for that interview where he talked about that. All right, here we go. About to put in a burner. Boom, and we're off. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so still in the red to Hunter's 116.7. Wow, that's crazy. I thought Hunter had a low 117, but he did go 116.7. Interesting. And Tomac still in the red here through the first segment, almost a half second off, which is absolutely crazy here because this is Eli Tomac's house. Now, let's see here. Man, I don't feel like he launched that as hard as Adams did. Boom, boom. That section right there is going to be a pivotal section tonight. After you come back across the start straight there in front of the mechanics, all those little rollers that those guys are trying to get lift off of to jump and jump and jump and jump is going to be one of those pivotal sections, because if you screw it up, you're going to end up like Haymaker. You're going to end up going to Indonesia into something which could end your day and your season in a terrible, terrible way. All right, so he's going inside, outside here in the split lane. He's still in the red, though. He is not faster. He's going to have to find some speed here. Comes in the first one. Second and a half slower. Wow. Yeah, that's... Oh, Justin Cooper went to a 115.9. Wow. And Roxon goes to a 116.1. The boys are here. The boys are here. And Eli Tomac currently not one of the boys. Not one of the boys. And Lord knows Sexton, because Sexton ain't here at all. Are we going back to backwards hat gate? Question mark? Ducati calls? Question mark? We'll have to wait and see. Have to wait and see. We'll talk about it on the main show. Check out the main show coming Tuesday. If you want to see it recorded live tomorrow, make sure to hit that members area and join up the members area. It looks like Eli keeps his suspension pretty stiff. He didn't want to answer Hopper about that. I don't know. I didn't see that one, but that doesn't surprise me. These guys are all super duper weird. Like you watch. So I watch a lot of Lewis Phillips with Vital because I feel like he does pretty good interviews there. Hunter Lawrence back to the top of the 115.3. And like he was talking to Cooper Webb about stuff they were testing on the starts this week, and Coop didn't want to say anything about what they were testing on the starts. And I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't understand what like. There's nothing that secret. Jeez Louise, just get over it. I can't handle all the secrecy, to be honest with you. So Ken Roxon right up there in the mix, man. Not sick this week. Now look, if Kenny goes out, wins this race tonight, Kenny's back in this points thing. Okay, great. If Ken doesn't go out, win this race, ends up getting like fifth or something, then Ken's championship hopes are over. So that's my thoughts on Kenny. Kenny's still technically in it right now, but he basically needs to win. You almost got to do like Roxon needs to win, Webb needs to get second, and they got to force Hunter to like third or fourth. Otherwise, if Ken doesn't get on the box, Ken's championship hopes are out of this. If Webb doesn't get on the box, Webb's championship hopes are fading hard. So we'll have to wait and see what happens tonight, but it could be that kind of thing. So now that being said, Ken's looking pretty good on the old Zook right here. Do you like that Fox gear? That's looking pretty good right now too. We got about... Excuse me, sir. Sir, we're trying to film a live. If you could be quiet back there, would be great. Thank you. Dogs, man. I tell you what, dogs. I can't believe Ferrandis up there bopping around in the top three. Dude, could Ferrandis get a podium on the Ducati? What? No. There's no way, right? There's no way. If that happens, Chase Sexton's on Ducati next week. I didn't say that. I didn't say that out loud. But that could happen. That could happen. For real. Webb on the big old number one here. Man, real sad. Real sad Deeks didn't show up to race 450 at Daytona. What a pussy. What a pussy. Maybe one day. That's my comment of the week right there. Guaranteed. Love the haters. We're cool. All right, so Hunter back up top, 115.3. Tomac, jumps to second with a 115.9. And J. Coop third, also with a 115.9. And then Ferrandis fourth, also with a 115.9. Dang! They are all in the 115. So the top top four, all in the 115 second. And then 20th place, 7 seconds off, which is not what it usually is. Usually we're closer. come come the top 20 there. It's usually a lot closer, but I cannot believe Ferrandis up here in the top 5, all qualify. Qualify second in session 1. I cannot believe I can't believe that he is doing this well. That's impressive. That's really impressive. They've really come a long way with that Ducati in a short amount of time here. Round 7, right? Is this 7, 8? What round are we in? I don't even know. I give up. It all blends together after a while. But man, they've made a bunch of strides here as far as that Ducati goes. From a bike that I had heard multiple people had rode and were not pumped on for Supercross to him basically doing what he's done on all his other teams. I have Ferrandis in my wild card. Yeah, that could. I mean, that might be a thing. He's ripping, dude, on the duck. That's what we're gonna call it. Is the duck Ducati? Oh, he's going outside inside. That's interesting. Most of the other guys are going inside outside. Let's see here. Does he improve on his time? He was a 1:15.95. Does he get any better? Nope. Apparently not. Apparently not. Can anybody top Hunter Lawrence's 1:15.3? Joey Savacci, factory tranny in there. Yeah, Ferrandis is ripping, dude. Ferrandis is ripping. It'd be great to see him get like a top 5. Like, you give me a top 5 that's got Joey Savacci and Dylan Ferrandis in it, and I'm stoked, because talk about parity, man. Talk about parity. I'm loving 2026 here so far. A, the world didn't end, so that's a big plus for all of us. B, you've got, as far as the Supercross season goes, in the 450 class, like, there are tons of dudes that could win, be on the box, whatever, every single week, and it's always different. It's not necessarily like, yeah, Tomac's won 3 races or something like that, but it's not the same guy every week. Holy shit! Hunter Lawrence just went 1:14.4. He is almost a second and a half faster than Roczen in second with a 1:15.8. Wow. Wow. That is absolute. I don't know where he's finding this, but man, this is, look out. The Lawrence era has begun, folks. The Lawrence era has begun. And Joey. Oh God, Joey came up short there. I thought he was dying. Thank God he didn't. Yeah, that's all I can say. Dude, the Lawrence era's here. Anybody who doesn't think that, like, you're an idiot, because this is just, I mean, when was the last time you saw Hunter Lawrence fastest qualifier? It's not a thing. It's not a thing at all. Savacci ripping here, trying to improve his position from 8th. Is he going to get there? Currently 1:16.6. And he goes to a 1:15.7. Savacci's here to play, folks. Savacci is here to play. Wow. Wow. And Tomac jumped to second there with a 1:15.0. Man, it's amazing what a factory transmission will do for you. Coach Rob been saying Hunter will arrive. Coach Rob was just really, really early on stuff, because, yeah, he did say Hunter would arrive, and Hunter's here, which, man, it's cool to see my best friend just doing the things he's doing. So, man, anybody going to come in with a last-second finish here and dunk on him? I have to wait and see. I don't think anybody's on a fast lap. Otherwise, I think we'd be watching it. But, man, I can't believe Hunter Lawrence fastest with a 1:14.4. Over half a second faster than Eli Tomac. And that is your 2026 Monster Energy Supercross champion. So, wow. Wow, 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 wow. I can't believe that. I can't even. That is just, well, we needed to see some proof. We needed to see some backup plan here of, like, hey, you want to race, can you keep going? if this isn't proof of can you keep going, I don't know what to tell you, because this is wildly, wildly impressive here. Have to wait and see how tonight goes, if he can survive this track for 20 plus 1. But if there's one thing we've learned about Hunter, he just gets better as he goes. So run down the top 5: Lawrence, Tomac, Savatgy, Roxon, J. Coop, and honorable mention Dylan Ferrandis 6. What a qualifying session, everybody. What a qualifying session. All right, this has been the live Q2 watch party. We'll see you all for the reaction show later. Thanks all for tuning in. Later.